Hi, welcome back to another episode of Unique Moments where I talk about things from my unique perspective. So, we're continuing with our Universal Laws series, and this week I'm talking about the Law of Attraction, everyone's favorite, or should I say most known. So, I probably won't spend too long on it because I feel like, and then again, maybe there's some people who have never heard of the Law of Attraction, doubtful, but, yeah, I'm gonna keep it cute, keep it short, keep it simple. The deck I'm using for this episode to get our card of the episode is the Motherpeace deck. And I got this deck in San Diego on like a random trip, and it's one of my favorite tarot decks. One, I just like it because it's round, like it's a circle deck, so it's a little bit weird, and I love that. And then it's just not like the normal tarot depiction. So I always read the book on this one because they kind of mean something different. It gives very like tribal, primordial, like original spirit energy, if that makes sense. So we're gonna see what card we pull. So we got the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups. Interesting. The card, they're like, it's like these three men or women. It's so funny. Okay, there's these three people, and they're like riding a wave, and like the sun is behind them. So it looks like they're riding a wave. But it's not sunset. It's like they're just riding a wave in the sunlight, but they're on like llamas and like horses. Like it's not like a surfboard. It's so funny. And then they all have cups in their hands, and they're like cheersing, like huzzah. Like that's the noise I feel like they'd be making. So interesting. It's good energy though, good vibes. Cups is usually something to deal with kind of like your emotions, water energy, something fluid, something flowing. So the Six of Cups, it's just giving me a hug. I feel like that card's giving me a little bit of a hug right now, and kind of saying keep going. And it's a victory card, but we're gonna see what the book says. I could definitely be way off. Well, not off. That's why I like tarot, because it's kind of like your interpretation is your interpretation. More so for oracle, but like tarot cards, they do have specific meanings, but also some people read intuitively. Some people read, if the card is speaking to you in a certain way, then it's speaking to you in a certain way. And so in the deck, the Six of Cups says orgasmic joy, peaking, past expectations come to fruit. So basically, yeah, it's giving like big fruition energy. Like if you've been working on something, if you've been planning something, if you've been disciplined in doing something, then you might be seeing fruit soon, or you might be seeing fruit already. And it's just like I said, like a victory card. So I love that. And now we get into the episode. So the Law of Attraction, and again, the laws sort of build on each other. They do function by themselves. Again, whether you believe them or not, whether you're aware of them working in your life or not, they're working because these are all universal laws. Like before any of us got here, these laws were in place and up and running. So today we're talking about the Law of Attraction. Very similar to the Law of Vibration, and it kind of works. They work together. To me, I feel like the two really can't be separated, but the Law of Attraction basically states that like attracts like, for lack of better words, or for lack of a bigger explanation. Like attracts like, and that goes both positive and negative. So, what are some examples? But it's also based on vibration. That's why I say it works with the Law of Vibration. So, the Law of Attraction, if you're, let's say for a relationship wise, if you're looking for a relationship, they say like there's a bunch of manifestation advice just for things, relationship, manifesting the dream life you want, manifesting how much money you want, and they all say be the frequency, be the thing that you want to attract, be the thing that you want to attract. And that's because like attracts like. So for an example, if you want a relationship where you you guys don't go 50-50 and they're healthy, they work out, they go in the gym all day, and they are maybe an entrepreneur, or they're doing a lot with their life and they're very successful. They, have all these qualities that you want. Essentially, a law of attraction is saying that you're only going to be attracted to that thing, or that thing is only going to be attracted to you if you have qualities that match that frequency. So if you're super unhealthy, never step foot in a gym, don't know what you want to do with your life, and this is not the same, but like don't know what you want to do with your life, and have kind of no clue like of your direction and where you're headed, and maybe you don't want to go 50-50 because you couldn't even afford your 50, like someone like that is not going to be attracted to you. Like it's just not going to work, because y'all are on quite literally different frequencies, different vibrations, and it's just not going to move into your reality. And it could, miracles happen, things happen every day, but that's the thing, you can raise your vibration to be on the frequency of the thing that you want to attract. That's the thing. If you want to attract $1 million, like the mindset that you have as a thousandaire, or the mindset that you have making however much money that you're making, is not the same mindset that you're going to have when you're a millionaire. So it's like, match the frequency, and like attracts like. And it also works just kind of in life. Like if you're having if you're having a shit day, or if you're having a bad day, it's not like things just start going well. Like, have you ever had one of those days where like it's just like everything that can go wrong does go wrong? And it's because that's the frequency that you're vibrating on. So those are the things that you're attracting into your energy. It's almost like it's so easy. If you're vibrating on a frequency of a 6, and who cares whatever a 6 represents in this scenario, if you're vibrating on a level of a 6, the law of attraction says that everything else that's vibrating on a level of a 6 is going to be attracted to you, and you're going to be attracted to it. So similarly, like if you were in a bad relationship, maybe you were in an abusive relationship, or maybe you were in a relationship where you weren't valued, weren't appreciated, like a lot of the times it is that other person. Not going to give them a pass, because there's no excuse for treating people poorly. However, you do have to put some of that responsibility on yourself and say, okay, what was I doing in my life to attract that type of energy? Because people who have high self-esteem, have high self-worth, high self-confidence, who wouldn't settle for being in an abusive relationship, likely don't attract those things, because they're not a match to it. Like it's like you're vibrating at an 8 and someone vibrating at a 2 is trying to like attach to you. It won't work, because you're just not there. You're just not there. And so, the law of attraction is really interesting, because the thing is, I feel like it's working. It's working 24/7, whether we know it or not. And it's really sneaky, because I feel like the ways, or the tricks and the hacks that I've read, that I've seen, that people try to kind of bypass, or try to get on the right frequency that they want to be on, or to kind of make law of attraction work for them, is like affirmations, right? Like you can say affirmations and raise your vibration to this level. That way you can attract these things. Or, not necessarily fake it till you make it, but like looking the part and being the thing that you want to be. You're acting like the thing that you want to do until you become it, and therefore you attract those sorts of experiences. And those are all kind of cute little hacks, but at the end of the day, it goes based on your vibration. So if I feel internally, like say I haven't done any inner work, I haven't done any shadow work, I haven't been on a healing journey, I'm not working on myself, I'm just going through the motions, living through life, and I found out about the law of attraction, and I'm like, oh, like if I just think these things, and if I feel these things, and I can attract these other things into my reality, oh, bet. And then you just start doing your mirror work, and start saying your affirmations, and start saying, I'm a millionaire, I make X amount of money a month, or whatever. The words do have weight, and the words do hold a frequency, but the law of attraction goes based on your core internal vibration. So if you're not that thing yet, you can't trick the universe into dressing like the millionaire, or into, buying all the things, or making your schedule the way that it would be if you were a millionaire or if you were an entrepreneur, and then just expect the law of attraction to kind of bring those things to you over time. Yes, over time, because that will have played out. If you're doing that for a year or 2 years, you're living your life as you would as your millionaire self for like a year, then the law of attraction has a chance to work, because it's working longer term. Like, chances are, if you're doing these things, you are attracting other things into your vibration, into your reality, that mirrors back to you. Oh, okay, like I am a millionaire, and that means like opportunities to make you that million, or people that will help you get that million. It works like that. It's not just going to show up at your doorstep. Like, it's not like the law of attraction just brings things to you. Very often, very, very often, it brings things to you in the opportunity of people and circumstances and situations and things that you can do to be the thing that you're trying to attract. And I've definitely seen this law play out in my life very interestingly. So right before I went vegan very recently, and nothing against vegans, nothing against non-vegans, but I was just not living a vegan lifestyle like I am now. And so it was right in the moments where I was contemplating of being plant-based or being vegetarian or being vegan and just switching my diet. And I started meeting all of these new people. And funny enough, oddly enough, not coincidental at all enough, like I started meeting people who were plant-based. I started meeting people who were vegan, when it's like in my old way of thinking, in my old reality, they just weren't there. And that's not to say that they weren't there because they didn't exist, but that's not the mindset that I was holding. So it's like, that's not what the universe was attracting into my experience. And then as soon as I like made the switch or even thought about it, I was like, oh yeah, like I'm thinking about going vegan. Like immediately all these people showed up that were like plant-based and that were vegan. And one could say it was for a community, or it could just be a random coincidence, but it was like, even without me having to ask, because I was asking with my vibration, and the universe brought these people to me. Is like, if I had questions about veganism, if I had, you know, any doubts, any whatever, like now I have these people. Instead of, obviously I could go to Google, I could go to TikTok, I could go to wherever to look up, you know, stuff. But it's like, now I have these real life people like in my life that I could just ask about it. Like, and so that was cool. And then another case, law of attraction also shows up in the form of just like synchronicities, like crazy synchronicities that just would never in a million years happen. Like, it's like you're in the right place at the right time, or like you're being attracted to the right people at the right time. You're saying the right things at the right time. You're in front of the right opportunity at the right time. Like, law of attraction kind of works like that. And this is a small example, but it was really big to me at the time. So I had a song stuck in my head, and it was one of those things where like I had the song stuck in my head. I knew what the song was. Like, I knew it to my core, but I didn't know the song. Like, I didn't know any of the words. I didn't know any of the lyrics. Like, I couldn't even type in the lyrics to Google enough so that they could give me what I thought the song was. Like, I had no clue. And a small thing, but it was like really bothering me. I was like, what is the name of this song? It's like when the thing is on the tip of your tongue, but you can't figure it out. And it was like really, really, really bothering me. And so I just searched. I tried to make up all these lyrics to what I thought the words were saying. And I typed it in Google. I typed it in Apple Music, and nothing was coming up. So I was like, all right, well, lost that battle. Maybe I just will never figure out what that song is called. And so I go on about my day. And then randomly, I was just like, I want to go to this taco place. And out of all the taco places I could have chosen, like, I just chose to go here and didn't think anything of it. I got my taco, got my order, and sat and waited for the order. And lo and behold, the song that I could not think of comes on. Like, how random is that? Of all the places I could have gone to, the taco places I could have gone to, of the timing of it all, because songs are like, what, 3 minutes, 4 minutes? I could have came in 3 minutes later. I could have came in, you know, and I missed the song. I could have missed the song, but I didn't. Literally, as soon as I sat down, the song started playing, and I was like, this is no way. Like, no way that this is happening. And so I go and I asked them what the name of the song was, and boom, like, law of attraction brought me the name of that song in the random, weirdest, most roundabout way. So, like, it kind of happens with stuff like that, but obviously it can happen with bigger things. But the biggest thing is the biggest thing with law of attraction, I think, is vibration. And also, like, again, it happens like with negativity too. So it's like if you're finding yourself around a bunch of negative people, or maybe a bunch of people who let's just stick with negative, or like people who are like unfavorable, or like, you know, on some level you attracted that. And maybe it was not on purpose, but on some level you kind of have to ask yourself, okay, what am I doing? What do I have going on in my vibration that makes me a match to this? Because if you were not a match to this, you would not be experiencing it. And even if you were experiencing something that you were not a match to, you would get out. You would just get out of the situation, because it doesn't vibe well. It doesn't feel right. Well, at least I know that's what I do. Like, I just can't. If it doesn't feel right, I can't fake the funk. I can't do it, because I'm just like, yeah, this is not it. So yeah, that's it on the law of attraction. I think it works very, very, very closely with the law of vibration. And I think the thing to kind of like improve it is, one, just really, really pay attention to your vibration, because the law of attraction is working 24/7, whether we know it or not. Down to the thoughts that we're having can determine the type of day that we're having. The words that we say can determine the type of people that we attract into our lives. Even if you're meeting different people, or, you know, like if you have any, it can just play out. It can just play out in a lot of different ways. And I think awareness is key. Awareness is key, because then you know exactly what you're doing to attract the experiences, the people, the thoughts, the things that you have in your life, versus you getting a bunch of stuff that you don't want. And you look up and you're like, why is my life like this? And it's like, well, what have you been attracting, my love? What have you been attracting? So, and that's the whole, I don't chase, I attract. I don't chase, I attract. And we do. That's 110,000% true. We do attract. And so keep attracting. Pay more attention to what you're attracting, but keep attracting. And until next time.